Rainbow Connection was originally written by Paul Williams and Kenneth Asher as Kermit the Frog's I Am song. The musical number opens the original Muppet movie film with Kermit singing and playing his banjo to himself in his swamp residence, conveying his want to become a performer and to make people happy. Kermit then is presented with the opportunity to make his dreams a reality in Hollywood. And although his through line to leading the Muppets and succeeding at performing for a living has a happy ending, and is the fictitious, chaotically fun way of telling it, I still am moved emotionally by Kermit's endearment and sensibility in that beginning scene. I watched the Muppet movie for the first time during the pandemic. I already adored the Muppets for some time and was introduced to the Muppets from Disney owning their IP. And Rainbow Connection has transcended its original rendition since Kermit was puppeteered by Jim Henson and continues to remind listeners, including myself, to hold on to faith in their dreams and to follow them with innate curiosity for what's on the other side of the rainbow. But I happened to watch this film at the cusp of feeling more unsure about the direction for my life than I ever had prior. And in celebrating my 27th birthday, I wanted to reflect on my creative journey thus far, which I classify as me finding my rainbow connection, and how Kermit the Frog has helped encourage me to keep dreaming. I explored all kinds of interests and affinities growing up, ranging from playing sports to once desiring to become a wildlife expert like Steve Irwin. Yet being creative in any capacity gave me a voice in a way that was once difficult to articulate. Being autistic, there were a lot of challenges with me feeling a sense of belonging and comfortability socializing anywhere, so my imagination was where I felt safe to shed my introvertedness and freely express what my mind would make up. When the idea of becoming a filmmaker was brought to my attention at a young age, I was confident that I could someday direct and even star in my own motion pictures. I spent a lot of my free time daydreaming about and writing my own stories, and my hyperfixation surrounding popular culture, coupled with my craving for learning about entertainment as a career field, only persisted throughout my childhood. It was in high school when I heavily involved myself in my evolving abilities in any and all creative/art related projects assigned to me in my classes, extracurriculars, and film camp programs. I even started this YouTube channel after being given my first DSLR camera, where I began to make my own visual storytelling with my conceived alias of Alex Carson. And Alex was originally an embodiment of the inner confidence I was once shy to fully express, and over time has become one and the same with people around me knowing me by my IRL name of Lauren. When applying to colleges, it was a no-brainer for me to go to film school to pursue that initial rainbow connection. I wanted to specifically be in Southern California not only because of the prospective opportunities to work in my industry of choice, but because I had already fallen in love with traveling there over the years. And during this process, I was presented with a transfer acceptance to USC, and I didn't hesitate to say yes to it. So after completing the needed general education credits and requirements at a local community college, I officially received an admission letter to be a full-time student on campus, though I was admitted as an undeclared major, and I had to submit another application to USC's School of Cinematic Arts whilst navigating my first semester as a transfer. I was going to reapply for the film and TV production program because it aligned with the projects I had worked on and skills I had gained throughout my adolescence. But it was the video essays I was consuming and leading into producing, in addition to the first few film studies courses I was starting to take, that led to my decision to acquire my BA in Cinema and Media Studies. And it worked out. My time at USC and adjusting to university life undoubtedly had its challenges, yet I fell in love with learning more than I had before, and that was thanks to being among a like-minded environment of peers and professors and the like, where I felt at ease to be myself. It was a rewarding feeling when I pushed myself out of my comfort zone with the research paper prompts and presentations and assignments that I took on. It helped that I thoroughly enjoyed getting to consume media with a critical lens, and that was more so embraced because of my academic focus. And I really loved being in Southern California, and being at USC broadened my perspective on where I could apply myself and the different hats I could simultaneously wear. By my early 20s, I had narrowed down potential careers in film and video editing, in media criticism/analysis, and within the digital content creation space. I was feeling optimistic about being on track to graduate a semester early, and with the start of my quest to network and apply to job positions, until the pandemic hit. I completed my remaining courses and graduated virtually, and I still recall getting my degree in the mail and feeling so proud of what I had accomplished, and also a little afraid about the future. It became clear that what I envisioned for my life after graduating wasn't going to come to fruition like I had hoped. I was trying to adapt and stay open-minded during the pandemic to the best of my ability. Much of my time was spent on my phone or desktop, whether it was attending career-oriented panels over Zoom, or looking over job boards and workshopping resume drafts, or just consuming media that helped me feel a sense of comfort amidst a lot of uncertainty looming. Having no luck with the evolving job market at the time and feeling stuck, I redirected my search and did find work locally in immersive retail environments as I found my way. And not long after this new chapter began, I had to acknowledge that I had gotten burnt out from staying determined to push through, and that I wasn't feeling okay. Behind the scenes, my mental health has been all over the place for a while, and especially throughout my 20s. I compare it to how waves in the ocean can peak and trough, and sometimes those waves can be unpredictable like life's own highs and lows. By the end of 2022, a lot of built-up anxiety and overwhelm and just life hit me at once. And during this moment in time, I nearly let go of my rainbow connection becoming a reality because I was unsure whether my inner childhood ambition to be a creative was still something I genuinely wanted as an adult. I felt self-conscious about being capable or good enough, and I had a lot of creative and personal projects and goals that were left incomplete or postponed or abandoned altogether, though I'm still incredibly happy with what I was able to produce up to that point. I didn't anticipate being at yet another crossroads, but with every aspect of my life, and it was very apparent that I needed to prioritize being in an overall better place. I was drawn back to how, when I was younger, I would sometimes look out my window at night to gaze upon any stars that were illuminating above me, and I often dreamed about the person I wanted to someday become when I grew up. I didn't realize, until I really reflected on it, just how much pressure and idealization I had placed onto my shoulders for what I wanted my future to look like. Kermit singing Rainbow Connection is my personal favorite song, as well as my favorite scene from the original Muppet movie. But as trite as the saying is, it's the hero's journey Kermit embarks on that makes the film's ending destination so gratifying to watch. Kermit embraces all of the chaos and shenanigans and pit stops that ensue, and it leads him on the road trip of a lifetime where his newly found friends are also moving right along with him to Hollywood, and they are all able to flourish in a collective dream to perform together and make people happy. Reassessing my rainbow connection made me all the more self-encouraged to keep going and to see it through. It also made me feel blessed for my support system of family and friends and others that remind me I'm not alone, and for how far I've come. And I know my younger self would be proud of me and is continually rooting for me to thrive and to share my ever-growing voice, confidence, capabilities, occasional goofiness, and imagination among environments and people who value and appreciate me for all of me. As Kermit upliftingly sings in the finale musical number, quote, "Life's like a movie, write your own ending." In this chapter of my life's own story, I don't have a definitive career path for my current rainbow connection to take right now, or at least not yet, but I'm certain that I want to be creative for a living, and as I uniquely navigate that, I've been focusing on blooming where I'm planted. It's allowed me to consume art forms I was familiar and unfamiliar with for the enjoyment of it, which has reinvigorated that want for being creative and productive overall. And in wanting to continue my higher education, I acquired a specialization certificate in film editing from UCLA Extension. My piqued interest in this aspect of filmmaking began in my late teens, and I only had the chance to get a glimpse of this process while at USC. At first, there were admittedly growing pains in learning how to use specific tools and features, and to not feeling frustrated over my editing applications occasionally crashing. Nevertheless, I enjoy how hands-on I was and could be in assembling the visual storytelling of a project into a final cut, and post-production became my favorite part of the filmmaking process. So I was elated to get to take courses on something I already enjoyed and had prior experience with. And I'm open to always learning beyond this too. Additionally, I made the decision to live my life more offline. My YouTube channel has since become the only platform and corner of the internet that I really post on. It's also been a creative outlet I cannot imagine not having in my life, and I'm glad to still dedicate time and energy to it until I decide to move on to other endeavors. Personally, I've been navigating things day by day whilst living at home. I'm focused on striking a better balance with working locally and being open to career paths, and with prioritizing my own goals and growth alongside it. I've transformed my bedroom to be a cozier space, and I've been leading into my hobbies and interests that I can get fixated on. I've embraced traveling more and being out and about, even being comfortable doing so solo, and I've been learning to dream again and not be afraid to put myself out there. I've accepted that I'm always going to be figuring things out. I do believe that the direction for my life will happen as it's meant to be, and I'm happy to say with confidence that I've been doing okay lately. What I describe as my rainbow connection could have been interpreted and sourced from anywhere. Even so, I'm filled with gratitude for now being in love with who I am and who I'm becoming. There's so much to look forward to on this journey I'm currently taking, and I'm excited to keep going from here and see what my rainbow connection evolves into.